Hey, what's up everyone? Patrick Langhand's Cross Country Mortgage. Today we're going to cover mortgage rates, what's moving them, what to watch out for next week. We'll also cover weekend coverage for all my realtors who need some help on the weekend and some of our upcoming events. So stick with me for a few minutes. Before that, I want to tell you a quick story of how I saved a client from losing the contract on their home. We were contacted after a buyer had already been pre-approved by another lender, gone under contract, and then was told, hey, you don't qualify. At that point, most lenders simply tell the client, sorry, there's nothing we can do, but luckily they called me. So we took a little different approach. After reviewing the file, I identified a few opportunities that either weren't available through the other lender or simply just hadn't been looked at. So the first challenge was that the client still owned their current home. So the previous lender was counting that mortgage payment against them, which pushed their debt to income ratio outside of qualifying guidelines. Using our buy before you sell program, I was able to exclude the payment on the departing residents, immediately bringing their debt to income ratio back into the acceptable range. So the second challenge was their income as a whole. Our client was self-employed, and so like many business owners, their CPA had done a great job minimizing their taxable income, which is great for taxes, but it creates huge challenges when you're trying to qualify for a house. Instead of relying on tax returns, I utilized a 10% down jumbo bank statement loan. We qualified the borrower on business deposits as cash flow instead of the tax return income, which doubled their qualifying income. So we took it even one step further after that. I worked directly with the client to get their credit score up 40 points before closing. The result, not only did we get the loan approved, but the credit improvement lowered their interest rate by approximately 0.5%. So compared to where they were saving a ton of money. I mean, that's a significant monthly savings, and the difference between losing the home, getting to the closing table, and we got them a better deal. So what's the point? Don't lose a deal because another lender says no. There's often multiple ways to structure financing, and sometimes the difference between an approval and a denial is simply having a lender willing to dig deeper. Think creatively, fight for the client. I love tough deals. So if another lender says no, call me and we'll help out. Let's talk about mortgage rates. Consumer price index, so inflation, rose to 4.2% year over year in May. Inflation remains above the Fed's target rate, but it did come in where we expected it. So that helped prevent rates from going up too much. The Federal Reserve also met this week and, as expected, left short-term interest rates unchanged. The message from the Fed remains the same. They want to see more evidence that inflation is moving lower before they cut rates. So as a result, mortgage rates remain in the mid-sixes and continue to be driven primarily by inflation and employment data. Next week, biggest reports coming out are retail sales, housing starts, building permits, and jobless claims. These reports will give investors additional clues about the strength of the economy and the direction of inflation. If the economy continues to cool, rates could improve. If growth remains stronger than expected, rates may remain elevated. Either way, I can't stress enough the opportunities we are seeing for buyers. It's a buyer's market, people. Inventory across the Denver metro area remains significantly higher than it was a year ago, giving buyers the opportunity to negotiate. So buyers who have been sitting on the sidelines, stop, get out there and start looking. Properties that have been listed for more than 2 weeks present tremendous opportunities to negotiate a discount. So before I let you go, a quick reminder that my team and I are available all weekend. If you need a fast pre-approval, payment scenario, seller concession strategy, rate buy down option, second opinion, or help structuring a difficult deal, please give me a call. We can still close contracts written this weekend before the end of June. And if another lender says no, as always, make us your second call. Call. One last thing. If you're looking for new ideas, proven tactics, or a little inspiration to help grow your business, check out my events page. We have several upcoming masterminds, workshops, and training events focused on lead generation, referrals, database marketing, client conversion, and building a more predictable business for real estate agents. I'd love to see you at one of them. Have a great weekend, and don't hesitate to reach out if I can help. Thanks.